We'll think about that one.
Yeah, we might have to bust out the fucking first censor button for that one. Or we just let Nico fucking hang himself with that rope, either or.
I ain't too worried.
Hello and welcome to another episode of 7 Days Makes 1 Week. I'm Freddie P, back in the place to be. Joining me on the couch again is my co-host Young Meek, and behind the camera is our producer Zach. Did you guys know that the Mandem celebrate Eid, so the trap still runs on Christmas Day? Did you guys know that?
No, I did not.
Just letting you know, the Mandem celebrate Eid, so if you need a hit on Christmas, let me know. Anyway, right before the podcast here, we were randomly just talking about gender equality in sports, so that's where we're gonna start.
Are you sure you don't want? Are you sure our viewers don't like alpha male bullshit? What is it, blue pill or red pill bullshit?
I didn't get that far. The red pill or the blue pill.
Look,
we got one comment from someone that two comments from one person that we don't know on YouTube, and apparently we're red pill alpha males and.
You guys are. I'm definitely not.
Red pill is woke, isn't it? Isn't it like?
Neo takes the red pill, right? That's the whole thing. It's the Matrix, right? You take the red pill and you wake up, or you take the blue pill and you go back to your regular life.
Yeah, blue pill is like being just like
a sheep.
Submissive, just listening to everything that you were told, and then the red pill is,
open your mind.
Open your mind.
Neo. Become the one.
Apparently,
but whatever. If you're still listening, go fuck yourself, bitch.
I don't know. I also don't understand what he's talking about when he said, "You guys aren't Kevin Samuels." That guy's in a completely different.
Who is he?
I don't even know who that guy is.
He's a very influential financial investor advisor on YouTube. And I'm like, we don't even fucking talk.
That
about
one
shit.
single commenter, if you would like to take heed of my financial advice, you are more than welcome to. I would suggest no one else do so, though. But if you would like to listen to me for financial advice, go ahead. I'll charge you.
We have a subscription.
Yeah, subscription service. It's called.
It's $49.99.
Yeah.
It's called Go Getters. I don't know what the fuck
United.
It's called. Hustlers University.
Hustlers University.
Yeah, we're Go Getters United. You can join if you'd be more than welcome. But anyway, we were talking. Who had said something about the WNBA?
Stephen A. Smith making $12 million.
Yeah, first we started that Stephen A. Smith makes annually $12 million from ESPN, and allegedly, or is it like official? According to what we saw,
it was Facebook, so it's got to be legit.
Yeah, of course.
It's got to be
the greatest source on the internet.
Legit, their Facebook is the Bible, so God.
Apparently, the whole WNBA makes $12 million, so they make as much as Stephen A. Smith, who was just a sports reporter for ESPN. Man, it all comes down to what you do for your company. Like LeBron James, for instance, makes $40 million, or when he went back to the Cleveland Cavaliers, he was making, I don't know, we'll just say $35 million a year. I don't really know what he was making, but let's just say 35. They actually did the math that LeBron James was underpaid because when he because of the salary cap, he's technically underpaid because when he left Cleveland, how much money their franchise dipped, then when he went back, single-handedly, he's pretty much the only one that left and then went back. Like, there's other players on the team, but nobody really gives a fuck about Adrinas Ugauskas, you know what I mean? And then the value of their franchise raised, I think it was like $750 million or $1 billion or something ridiculous like that. So it's like, hold on. I go to the owner and it's like, listen, I just showed that I leave your team and you drop $500 million. I come back to your team and your value raises $500 million. And the most you can pay me every year is $35.
Yeah, that's.
I'm making you hundreds of millions of dollars, and because of this contract that we signed, the most you can give me is $35. In any other industry, if you were that prominent to your company, where you could literally show them the paper, here, man, I made you hundreds of millions of dollars, and they gave you that low of a percentage, you'd be asking for a raise.
For sure.
So then, that leads me to say that it's all about, like, supply and demand as a fan base. The WNBA just... If you want to be an athlete in the WNBA, you have to understand that you're going to make less money. Just because you don't put the fans in the stands. The jersey sales aren't there. The commission sales aren't there. The food and beverage sales aren't there, which I guess is the commission sales. The ticket sales aren't there. The sponsorships aren't there. None of those, and just because you're a female, does that mean that people should have to pay you more money even though your product is not the same?
No.
Then to be my own devil's advocate, switch that around. Since we're in North America, the big caveat to that is the Canadian and American women national team for soccer. The women's national team for Canada, at least, has won a gold medal in the last, whatever it was, 10 years. Canada's made the World Cup once, never performed, the men's team made the World Cup once. I mean, we'll be going again in December. But we've so far only qualified once. The women are a fucking powerhouse in the females game. That's even more extrapolated to the United States. The United States women's national team's like the best fucking females national team on the planet. Won the World Cup, won gold medals, won everything they can win. The men's team didn't even qualify for the last World Cup, I'm pretty sure. They missed out on the whole fucking thing. They damn near never get out of the group stage. You're lucky if you get one knockout round, but the men get paid more than the women. The women can say, hey, we won a fucking World Cup, you didn't even qualify. How are you making more money than we are? But then the men say, well, Microsoft, you guys took a contract from Microsoft for $10 million a year. Sony paid us $50. Fucking Nike's, your jersey sales, they paid you guys $3 million a year. Nike paid us $50. Right there, we got $100 million to split up, and you got, I don't remember the first number I said, but 35 or whatever the fuck. Like, it's all about the money going around, so I just don't understand. Like, if you guys have the exact same job, and you're in an office building or anything like that, then yeah, you should deserve to be paid accordingly. You should not be paid less just because you're a female. But you should also not be paid more than you should earn just because you're a female. Like the one point that our producer Zach had said, if let's just say magically every WNBA owner matched position for position on their team what the equivalent of a male got, if okay, the best player in the league, you get $50 million because that's what James Harden and Kevin Durant and LeBron James are looking at. A solid role player, you get whatever. They go to a court of arbitration, you get fucking $10 million because you're a solid role player. The WNBA would fold they wouldn't even make a season. They would not even finish the season without being horribly in debt. And is that the men's fault?
According to the female, it is.
Like, we gotta get a girl. We gotta get your sister back here to fucking. Or actually, I know these two other girls that want to come on our podcast. My girlfriend's friend and her friend, but they're like, that'll be a comedy podcast more than a women's.
Who's that?
Victoria and her friend Kat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure that means anything to you, but those two people. Anyway, do you guys have anything to add to that? Or did I just rant on gender equality? I'm going to get a bunch of hate comments now.
I mean, you shouldn't get any hate because everything you said was legit. Like, you... Who watches the WNBA? How many viewers do they have per game? Per game. How many viewers do they have per game? Do they have 100,000? Do they have 1 million? Do they have fucking 10 million? I guarantee you they don't have 10 million. They barely even have 1 million. And I'm not gonna lie.
That's a lot of viewers. Like, dude, I wouldn't even be... NBA games don't even get 10
exactly.
million.
And also, the quality of basketball is what?
I was not recording on the audio.
Anybody's audio?
Keep going. I'll just use audio from that.
Are you sure?
Okay.
Okay.
A little hiccup there.
I was going to start it over again, but sure.
So, the quality of basketball between men and women is like, there's no comparison.
Not even close.
The male basketball is entertaining. Lots of guys are hitting threes, making dunks and shit. And the female basketball, fucking one out of the whole league can dunk.
I'm pretty sure there's like 3 WNBA players, like less than 5 that can dunk.
Okay, so and then like there's less than 5 players that can dunk, so they're just straight up layups. And I'm pretty sure they're trash at shooting, are they not?
I mean, I don't know their percentages or anything like that, but I could imagine they aren't.
I feel like I remember seeing a couple videos here and there of like the female basketball players just like throwing up shots, and it's just like, damn, this is fucking embarrassing.
Another thing that we had said before that is the comedian Andrew Schultz said it on one of his podcasts. Women's sports would flourish if they were supported by women. If you go to a WNBA game and an NBA game in back-to-back nights in a city that has both teams, I'd bet $100 that there's more women going to see the NBA game, whether they be dates with their man, whatever it is, than the WNBA game. It's just the population is 50-50 within a couple percentile each way. I don't know exactly what the split is. There's more than enough female populace to support sports leagues. They just don't. How many women do you guys know in your lives that are really like, yo, let's go. Like, I know a lot of girls that are Oilers fans. I know a lot of girls in Edmonton that are Oilers fans, and 2 of them will go to a game solo, no guys, no nothing. They're gonna go crush beers and fucking root for McDavid. But if there was a female hockey team, do I think that they would be as stoked? I really don't think so. Like, I really don't think that they would. I can't say that because I'm not them, but I really don't think they'd fucking care.
I agree.
And in any other industry, this doesn't even necessarily compare. Like, if I work at a car dealership and there's 2 finance officers and the fucking woman's killing deals left, right, and center, and the dude can't get out of his own fucking way, promote the fuck out of that woman. Get her all the money. But that's the same equivalent. The WNBA can't get the fuck out of their own way. And the NBA produces fucking numbers all day, every day.
Exactly. You should be paid accordingly for what you produce. You know what I mean? Like, if you're better than the next guy at your job, you should get a fucking raise. You should be paid more because you are putting out more. You are better than the next guy. Therefore, it shouldn't just be fucking equal. So this guy over here can fucking do whatever he wants and do nothing, get nothing done, while this other guy over here is doing everything, and they're both getting paid the same. That's how you get fucking
It's communism.
disgruntled. Yeah, exactly. And you get disgruntled employees who are like, yo, either you're gonna pay me more or I'm fucking going somewhere else.
Well, I remember, like, you guys remember Occupy Wall Street?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know all the details. I just remember seeing a clip where one of the dudes in the office, like an executive at a bank or some shit, was like, fuck this. I'm going to go downstairs and have this fucking conversation with them. So he went down to the protest and was like, yo, let's have an honest discussion about this. And one of, like, the leaders of the dude was like, you make $300 million or $40 million a year. You think you should be paid that much? And the guy's like, yo, I work hard at my job every day. I go in and what do you do?
Yeah.
What, like... So you're saying I go to work hard every fucking day, put in 44-hour weeks, even overtime. I don't get to see my kids, my family, my whatever. I make sacrifices personally for me, and you sit at home all day, but you think you and I should get the same amount of money just because we're both fucking human beings? My friend Breezy, I have a friend named Breezy. He's a really, really good friend of mine. He's a Red Seal chef, and he works in different camps around Canada, just whipping up food. I talk to him all the time, man, like, he wears nice clothes, he has a nice apartment, he's got some jewelry, he travels quite a bit back to the Bahamas. But he says, like, he's the one who actually gave me, like, the nickname Fredo. He's like, Fredo, you gotta understand, you know how many birthdays I've missed? You know how many fucking anniversaries, weddings, funerals, birthdays, my mom's this, my dad's that, you know how many of those I've missed? Out there getting the bag? So, like, yeah, I get paid pretty well and I work a good job, but I'm out in a fucking camp for 14 days and... You know, like, there's sacrifices in my life to afford these things.
Yeah.
If I wanted to just go work at fucking the keg, yeah, I wouldn't have missed that birthday, but I wouldn't be making what I make. I'd be making much less money.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to make the sacrifices for the life that I want to live.
In my opinion, you get what you put in. You should get what you put in.
And I mean, we're speaking with general...
Yes.
But yeah, I agree. The majority of the time, there is, of course, going to be stories where the guy worked hard and he just got fucked. There's going to be stories of fucking trust fund babies that didn't do fuck all their whole lives and got mad money. We're talking generally. The cream's going to rise to the top.
That's right. I agree. So, yeah.
Well, even like you were saying, like your pops at work, like lots of his, I mean, Whatever. fuck it.
Fired out. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he ain't gonna give a fuck.
He don't
Eddie
give a fuck.
So me and Nico were talking about just work the other day, and just I think we were having like kind of a couple different conversations that just revolved around work. But he was like, "Yo, people at my work do not like my dad. I know Nico's dad. He's a great guy. He's funny. I mean, I'm sure he could be an asshole, but everybody can. But he's like a nice guy. He's always been nice to me. Blah blah blah." And I was like, "What do you mean? Like people at your work don't like your dad?" And he's like, "Well, bro, like." He's not there to fuck around. Like he's there to work, and if there's no work to be done, I'm leaving. I ain't gonna
Straight
fucking
up.
stand around and just take a check to stay like. But that being said, I'm Nico's dad. You guys are my coworkers. He's a welder. I finish all my pipe, and Nico's out there smoking, and you're just scratching your ass by the water machine. I'm gonna go start doing your work. If that was my
Yeah,
job, I'd be
dude.
like, yo, fuck this guy. But he's like, yo, fuck me, fuck you. What the fuck you doing here? You getting paid to go fucking smoke and take coffee? Go fuck yourself. I'm here to fucking work.
Exactly.
Who do you think the boss likes? Eddie ain't going nowhere, fam.
Right.
Nowhere.
Right? Yeah, man. Like, that's the thing is, like, he even said, he's like, yo, I don't give a fuck about any of these guys. Like, yeah, some of these guys are nice. Some of these guys like me, but some of them don't like me. And I don't care if they don't like me because I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to fucking make money.
Provide
I'm here
for
to
my family.
work, provide for my fucking family, and get work done. There would be times where there's nothing for him to do. You'll be standing around. You'll be fucking, like, he'll stand around a little bit, depending on how long it takes.
Until
like,
he gets bored.
Until he gets bored, you'll literally see, like, the smoke start coming out of his ears, man. And he's just, like, standing around and fucking, and he'll just go up to the boss and be like, yo, I'm fucking, like, the boss will say, yo, wait it out, stand around, we'll pay you for the fucking day, whatever. He's like, no, I'm not standing around, I'm not waiting. I'm going the fuck home.
I'm gonna go play fucking slot machines on my couch. and
Whatever,
watch TV.
whatever. I'm gonna go do whatever. I'm just not gonna stand around here and fucking waste my time. I'd rather not get paid. I'd rather not get paid and go home than stand around and get paid. Which I mean, it's kind of dumb in my opinion. You know what I mean? You stand around, do nothing, get paid and shit. But that's my dad's
It's just-
mentality.
yeah, it's not. He's not in his mentality exactly.
Yeah, it's not in
He
his
can't
mentality.
wrap his head around being paid to stand around and do nothing. He's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck am I doing?
Exactly. I'm here for a reason. I'm here to work. If there's no work, I'm not here. I'm not coming here. I'm fucking going home.
And if that persists, I ain't coming back.
Yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, you get what you put in.
He's got his own welding gear though, right?
Yeah, he's
so
got
he
his
could
own.
just go freelance type of shit if he wanted to.
Yeah, you can. But the thing about welding is like, the place where we work is there's lots of work, man. There's gonna be work for fucking. It's gonna be work for years to come. We just bought we didn't buy it, but we leased a new shop out in Fort Sask, and we're getting rid of 2 mod yards and bringing everything over there into Fort Sask. We got rid of our second shop. Now we're bringing everybody from over there to that shop. So like, they're kind of upgrading.
Yeah,
They didn't-
making moves.
They're making moves. Yeah, they know that they got a bunch of work coming and shit. Whereas like, being a welder can be very. The work could be, unless you're a really good welder and you have a good name, work could be very sporadic. Somebody call you up, like, I got buddies at work, some welders at work that are like, yo, I just got a phone call from fucking this company. They want me to go work for 6 days. And it's like, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to quit this job right here to go work for you for 6 fucking days? Well, that's the thing. Some people who don't have work are like, okay, cool. I got 6 days worth of work. I'll get paid fucking $10,000 for those 6 days worth of work. But then after that, they got no work again. They got to go. It's like,
You got to finagle it and take vacation days from your job, go work the other job, and then come
Right,
back when you're
so, like-
vacation. But then you're taking vacation days. But
yeah. So like, the thing about our
I got COVID.
Yeah. The thing about our place is it's very stable, whereas other companies, like, yeah, we got work for 3 weeks, we got work for 6 months. It's like, okay, well, what happens after 6 months? Now I'm back with no job. Now I'm looking around. I got to go here. I got to talk to this guy. Go to that guy. There's a lot of jumping around. So like,
Comfort's a massive thing in
and
life,
that's
man.
and that's what it is. So with that being said, you could go find where I work, the welders, they make a little bit less than the other welders out there. But the thing about our company is we have lots of work.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
be steady for fucking 5 years.
Those
working.
other guys are only going to work 6 months out of 12
Exactly.
and make 80,000. The guys at your shop, although they got paid less, are going to work 12 months
Exactly.
and make 95 or whatever.
Exactly. So that's the thing is like it's like okay, well, we want more money, but do we want longevity?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's almost better to take the less money for the longevity, which is essentially something that I did, and I thought that was one of the best financial decisions I ever made when I was paving. I like paving, don't get me wrong, but it's only 6, 7 months, 8 months, unless you work in the
If
winter.
that.
If that, unless you work in the wintertime, which I don't really like working in the wintertime. I never did. Come March, April, May, just before paving, all the money that I had saved up from paving is now like fucking gone. And I'm like, oh fuck, I need to get back to work. I was never ever accumulating anything in my bank account. Now I work 12 months of the year, make less money, but I know I'm going to get X amount of dollars every 2 weeks. And as long as I don't spend X amount of dollars in those 2 weeks, I'm going to be saving money over the year. And in a year or 2 years, I'll have a large lump sum in my account. Where with paving, I'd have a large lump sum in my account.
You weren't living paycheck to paycheck. You were living season to season.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, season to season, exactly. So, like, come September or November, I got fucking however many thousands of dollars in my account, but I'm always thinking to myself, this money has to last me through the winter.
Yeah, you got to squirrel it away and you
Yeah.
gotta stash it.
So you fucking go on EI making $972 every 2 weeks,
And that don't cut it
and that does not cut it because
because the mortgage itself is 800.
exactly. And then you got $900 for the rest, not just the mortgage. It's $800. Then you got other bills and shit on top of it. So it's like it's just enough to pay your bills, and you probably have like a couple $100 left over, and then you're dipping into your fucking reserve fund.
And I mean, it was also tough for. I mean, you and I were in pretty similar situations. You were in a little bit more than I was, but we were also both like. I mean, I had a girlfriend for most of the time that I'm living in my condo, if not the whole time. I'm really bad with dates, but living solo without a roommate or anything like that.
Fuck yeah.
Being like a living I'm just gonna say living single, although I'm not single, but like living like when I had a roommate or when she moves in, like man, that extra bit helps like substantially.
Oh fuck yeah.
And then if you could even get a little hustle like our good buddy Franco, like working at Gold Teeth Canada, one of the things that like my boss Cody and then like more specifically our like main custom jeweler Dow would always tell me is like, man, the main goal is to get multiple sources of income.
Yes.
But then the main goal is to find a way to make money while you sleep.
Yeah.
If you can get a business while you're literally sleeping, you're still you're not
Yeah.
even working.
Yeah.
You're sleeping and you're making money.
Yeah, you wake up to fucking $5,000 of made money that you didn't even do anything
in theory, Franco makes money while he sleeps, kind of. Of course, he does have to do work with these places.
Yeah.
He had to find places to live. But let's say he finds a nice little family that wants to rent that spot in the hood for 10 years. They want to live there. Franco and them, he says, yo, I'm making up numbers here, but all my expenses for this are $1,000. He charges them $1,250, let's just say. He's making an extra $250 a month. They want to live there for 10 years. I mean, how much upkeep do you really have to do? Of course, you're going to have to fix the fence every once in a while. The dishwasher might break. Push a T, man. The first $500K is supposed to go in the safe and lose the combination.
Yeah.
All those $250 should be going in the safe. And I mean, I know his plans. He's going to try and use that $250 to more properties and grow.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
of course, you want to do that too. But that reserve fund, in theory, should be where those fixins is coming out of. I shouldn't say anyone in that situation. I'd like to ideally be in that situation too. He's just the only person I know physically doing it.
Yeah.
You should never be spending your money after a certain point. You should be spending
Yes, the money that you've
make
been
it
given.
LLC, like make a company of Fred Kaepernick Housing Incorporated. Fred Kaepernick Housing Incorporated should be spending the money to keep those houses up, ideally.
Yes, and that's the money that you've been getting from these people who have been living in these fucking houses. So essentially, they're paying to they're paying for your mortgage, and they're paying for you to fix your house. You know what I mean? It's never coming out
And
of
build
your
my credit, and fucking build assets, and blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
I mean, that's ideal. Which, to be honest, I'd like to actually really sit down with Franco. Not yet, because I'm not in the position yet, but probably the next year or two, I'd really like to ideally get a spot with Asha and then keep the condo and then
Rent the condo
out. To be honest, I'm not going to like Franco, but I'm not going to like, from what I understand, he's got the one spot. Then him and his girl got like a name on another thing. Then they're going to try and get one in her name and like build like a little empire and use the credit and stuff. And like, man, it's inspiring kind of.
Yeah, he's got like a buddy. His buddy is the one who told him about all this shit. His buddy, I think he said he has like 21 rental properties or 20 rental properties, and his buddy is like under 30.
Damn.
Yeah, he's like under 30. And Franco was telling me yesterday, because I went golfing with him, he's like, man, this guy's like, there's going to be a bunch of work coming up. Like a fucking, because Franco and I are supposed to go do framing, flooring, fucking demo, blah, 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 to make a little bit of
You're supposed to go.
Well, hopefully Franco
can learn a thing or two.
Can learn a thing and realize that he's going to have to get his fucking hands dirty, because that's one thing about him. He's
calloused. He's going to need those
yeah,
soft
man.
hands.
Yes, because he's like, man's never worked a construction job in his life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, I'm like 50. I've worked office jobs and I've worked labor jobs. I know both sides.
He's never been around like men that are like
working men, blue collar guys,
and like fucking.
He's never been around dirty hands, clean money guy.
Yes, and
you know that saying, dirty hands,
and
clean
also
money?
like the type of people are like rough people.
Dirty hands, clean money.
Yeah, but when I mean like rough, I'm talking like when I was growing up and I was started paving, man, like I got yelled at almost every fucking day. Obviously, I didn't give a fuck about being there. I was 18 years old, 19 years old. All I cared about was collecting my money every 2 weeks.
Going partying.
Yeah, man. I'd come to work the next day and fucking I'd be doing something and buddy would look at me. He was like, man, do we have to fucking train you every fucking day? We got to train you the same thing every day. We do the same thing every day, and you still don't know what you're fucking doing. Like, are you retarded? Or, like, you know what I mean? So, like, he's never been belittled. He's never, which isn't, obviously it isn't a good thing, but you either learn or you're going to get fucking talked shit to every day.
Or moved on.
Yeah, or you're going to move on. You know what I mean?
That 3-month probation, they're going to find, he was late 4 times, whatever. You know
yeah,
what
man,
I mean?
they'll find a reason to get rid of you. But that's the thing is, now that I'm older, I always contributed my work ethic to some of those guys. Those guys that are like, they don't give a fuck. They're like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Give me that thing. Take the shovel out of your hand. And like, yo, you don't even know what the fuck you're doing. Give me that thing. And it's like, well, eventually you're like, you don't want that to happen. You don't want to get yelled at. You want to learn. So then it's like, yo, no, I'm not giving you that shovel. You're going to show me what to fucking do, and I'm going to learn to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're eventually going to learn, and you're eventually going to gain some manly work ethic, and like you're going to learn to put out. You know what I mean? In the construction industry. Whereas Franco, I feel like he's always been like a kind of like a business
office guy.
An office guy. Yeah, he would be well suited for the office. Like the one day we were at his place and we were framing. Like, I don't know much about framing, so I was just helping Mike. And Franco was kind of just standing there and shit. And the one day I was like, yo, if we ever got – because, like, I'm pretty good at flooring. I could do flooring pretty well. It's super fucking easy. I looked over at Franco and I was like, yo, Franco, if you ever get any flooring jobs, I want to do it by myself, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like just because it's like –
But it's like an actual job? Like he's paying Mike to do it?
Well, he's paying all of us. So he paid Franco. Franco give us some money. But, like, he's only going to give us X amount of dollars, which isn't really, like, very much money. But I don't know how much work we have to do. Like, I'm supposed to go help him sometime this week to do some framing. It's like, yo, is this money worth it? Is the
Yeah.
amount of money that he's paying us, excuse me, worth it for the amount of work we're doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I told Franco, I was like, bro, tell your buddy when he ever needs any flooring done, because I feel like I'm very confident in doing flooring. I've done it a few times. Very confident in doing it. Yo, your buddy wants a flooring done. I'll do his whole fucking house for $2,000, $2,500, or $300 a room, $400 a room. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like his buddy is like, yeah, I'll give you like $500 for everything. It's like, what are you gonna pay me? Fucking $50 a fucking room, or like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not really worth my time. Like, for me to do this right here, it would probably take me like a day. You know what I mean? 8 hours. Charge me $500, or like charge you $500 for a room like this. That's not fucking bad.
Plus material.
Well, they buy the material, right? You buy the material. I do all the fucking work. I dispose of everything, all the old shit. I'll get rid of all of it, and it's like, yo, $500. That's not really that bad. You know what I mean? But like, is it worth it? Is it going to be worth my time? Obviously, making money is worth anybody's time, but yeah. So.
I mean, it depends. Like, when it came down to when I started working at the job that I have now, there'd be times that the dealership would call me for a drive, and I'd literally just have to tell my boss, like, hey, man, I'm going to get X amount of hours here for this wage. If I leave here at this time, I can then go get 10 more hours at this wage driving to Regina and back. Like, why would I only make 8 hours working here when I could make 16 hours working today? Like, I understand you don't necessarily, but then like now I switched companies and got a raise, and my new boss is like, well, bro, like,
I need you.
now I'm paying you. I expect you to be here
Yeah.
Monday to Friday. I ain't trying to have you go. And I'm like, yo, no
That's
problem.
legit, yep.
No problem. But like, the way I started thinking about it is like, you know, if it's a Saturday and I'm not actually going to be doing anything, or a Friday night where I have no plans to do anything, why should I go home and watch another Netflix documentary or play Pokemon when I can go and literally just listen to I'm probably going to sit at home and watch a podcast on YouTube. Why should I not just listen to the same podcast
you're
and drive
driving.
somewhere and make
Yeah.
some money? Like, you
Yeah,
might as well
exactly.
make the money, right?
Yeah.
But like you said, what's worth your time. Everything's about balance. Are you going to probably be doing more of that work in the winter time because you're going to have more free time? Yeah, probably. In the summer, you're going to be like, fuck, I had soccer on Thursday night. He wants me to work Friday. I want to golf Saturday. It's like, you know, man, I'm probably not going to do this one. But winter time, it's like,
You got
yeah,
nothing to
fuck, I
do.
ain't got nothing better to do. Hey,
Yeah.
Fred, you want to come help me out dispose? Yeah, sure, I'll fuck whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is what it is. There was one thing that when you were saying that, when like the coworker was saying like, "Are you dumb?" Whatever, like, "Are you stupid?" I've told both of you guys I have this podcast that I like to listen to. It's probably my favorite podcast right now. It's called "Are You Garbage?" And these two comedians get other comedians on and they ask if they're garbage or whatever. And the latest episode, there's two comedians that have just started a podcast, so there's four of them together, and it's like you and I right now, and it's like, hey man, you mind if I tell them that story what your dad said? And you're like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. And he's like, bro, one time my dad just came to me and he's like, pure seriousness, he's like, are you dumb? Like, are you dumb? He's like, you don't seem dumb, but like, are you trying? And you're just dumb. He's like, just tell us. Your mom and I will make it work. We'll do what we gotta do to make it work. But are you dumb? And he was like, fuck. Like, it's like that day, and they were like, how old were you? He's like, high school. They were like, fair enough. He's like, that's the day where I had to be like, fuck, I gotta start like trying a little bit more in life. Like, when your dad literally just like, not even mad, just, are you actually dumb? Because
Yeah.
we'll do what we gotta do to make it work. But just be honest with us. Are you actually dumb?
Right?
It's like, god damn. How was your guys' last couple days?
Extremely hot outside.
Yeah. Friday I went and did a couple weld tests at this place. Passed them. Piece of piss. Then I went back to work and it was like it was super hot inside the welding shop. And then fucking went back to work and I was just like, man, I fucking am cooking and I do not want to do anything. And yeah, but otherwise, the past few days have been good. Went golfing yesterday, which was shit in both aspects of weather and performance.
Franco and Mike.
Mike was.
Oh no, yeah, he was out of town.
Yeah, with my dad, Franco, and myself. My dad dipped after 9 holes. He wasn't having a good game.
Or he just didn't like his company. Oh, just kidding.
Nah, he didn't mind Franco. And of course me, probably me.
Yeah.
A little iffy on.
A little iffy.
Nah, he was playing pretty poorly after like the whole like 4. He's like, yo, I'm not even counting anymore. Like, he's like, yo, I'll start counting on the back 9 or whatever.
Got to the back 9, said fuck it.
Well, he fucking, I think it was 4 holes in a row. He lipped out on the putts.
Damn.
He lipped out, yeah, man, right around the ring. That bitch should have been in like 4 times in a row. And Franco was like, holy fuck, can't believe he lipped out 4 times. And I was like, yeah, man. And he's just like, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm going.
Not my day.
Yeah, it's not my day. Not to mention it was like fucking 30-kilometer winds. It was all overcast, raining a little bit here and there. Franco was wearing shorts, and I'm like, I got this fucking
Carhartt on.
Well, I got my shirt on, and then I got a long sleeve on, and then I got a jacket on underneath. I look over at Franco. He's wearing shorts, and I'm like, bro, how are you not freezing? And he's just like, man, I'm not too bad, man. I'm like, fuck, I'm damn near shivering here. You know what I mean? And yeah, and the fucking greens were garbage. Well, they weren't garbage, but like, you fucking smoked the ball going uphill. Like, I fucking smoked it. Ball doesn't go anywhere. It's fucking, you leave it 10 feet short. You fucking downhill putt, you just tap the thing, and it's just like, fucking roll 15 feet past the hole. It's like, oh my god.
Rolls all the way back to the tee box.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's like, what the fuck, man? And like, yeah, I don't really like that course. The fucking par 5, par 3, par 5, par 3, par 5, par 3, all in a row. Like fucking 5, 6 holes in a row. You never.
What does that have to do with anything?
You just don't see that on a course.
Okay.
It's usually like par 4, par 4, par 5, par 4, par 3, par 5. And then like the next 9 is like par 3, par 4, par 5, par 4, you know what I mean? Like, they're all split up. Like, it just seemed very weird. Franco and I were like, yo, another par 3? Another par 5? Like, I don't mind par 3s because they're nice because you got one shot to be accurate. Boom, get it on the green or you're not on the green. You know what I mean? Par 5, fuck. You got 3 chances to get there in regulation and you probably end up hitting a fucking 9. You know what I mean? Like, you end up duffing the ball twice, and you fucking putt 4 putt, and yeah. So like, I don't know. It was just a weird fucking course. I did play there before a long time ago, but yeah. Otherwise, did you watch on Netflix the Figo saga?
No.
You
I'm
should
getting
check it
there,
out.
though. What I've watched this week. We should almost do this. What I've watched this week. That'd be kind of a cool little thing. I watched the Untold about the An One the An One.
Oh
the
yeah, I
company
never
of
watched
An
that
One.
yet.
That one's not bad. There's a funny little thing that happened where you know, like the first mixtape comes out and they literally sell it like a mixtape. Like you buy an article of clothing, you get the mixtape.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. I'm not gonna go through the whole story, but by the third round of mixtape is when they do the tour. So they pick 30 cities and they kind of get like a reality show. Every city they're going to pick 3 people to play in the game. Then there's 3 roster spots on the tour. So you're on the team. You're not one of the 3 competing.
Okay.
So of the 3 competing, 1 person gets on the tour. So one of the 3 on the tour is now off the tour.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The professor. This
Yeah,
is where
yeah,
he
yeah.
comes
The
into
white
things.
boy,
The
right?
white boy, yeah.
Yeah.
So it even says that like they all kind of start building like resentment for him because some of them are like, "Yo, I've been here since fucking mixtape 1. We go to ESPN, they want to interview this fucking kid because he's white." And then the ESPN guys are like, "Well, yeah, the white part doesn't help, but he was also the fucking
The best.
the only 2 we really want to talk to are him and Hot Sauce. Like, how come you guys aren't bitching about Hot Sauce? He's getting paid more than the rest of you too. Like, these 2 are the sickest ones that have the most." What do you bring to the table?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do you bring the sales or do you not
Exactly.
bring the sales,
Yeah.
regardless of your genitalia?
Yeah.
But the professor at one point, he's sitting there, and he was literally the first stop on the tour was Portland, Oregon. So he gets on at number 1. He's made like 15 dates. You know what I mean? He's avoided elimination. Halfway
Yeah.
through, he's just sitting there with one of the guys, and he just like turns to him. He's like, "Fuck, man, I kind of got the shitty end of this deal." And the guy's like, "Oh yeah," like you can tell he already knows where he's going. He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I gotta win 30 fucking times. If you're
He started.
if you hopped on the tour at show 28, you only gotta win fucking 4 times." And the guy's like, "Yeah, man, sometimes shit's tough. Like, welcome to the world." Because he's like an 18-year-old kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Fresh 18. The rest of them are like 25, 30. They tried to make the NBA. They didn't. This kid's like young, green behind the ears, hasn't seen the world and shit. He even says, like, "I didn't think my mom and dad were going to let me go on the tour." And they were like, "Nah, go chase your dream. Like, do what you got to do." And he's like, yeah, like 17, 18 or something like that. So he was like, "Fuck, man, that kind of sucks." And they're all like, "Yeah, welcome to life, bro."
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, he eventually ended up getting on. But yeah, it's the whole rise and fall of the company. That's cool. Then there's another untold about, I'm going to fuck up his name.
Ty or
Yeah, how do you say it?
Manti Teo.
Manti Teo, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you checked that one out?
Yeah, I watched that one.
I'm
yeah.
halfway through that. I'm in between
It's
episode
fucked.
1 and 2. That is fucked. Have you seen that one? Do you know anything about that? Manti Teo was very... I'll only do the first of 2 episodes, so I don't even know how it ends. I'll just set up so if anyone wants to watch it. He was a very, very, very... like, the top-rated linebacker of his year. Like, he was the fucking man. And then he ends up going to college and having a super successful college career. And this all happened years ago, so spoiler alert. Then he goes... Does he go... Is he in the NFL?
Not anymore. He did make it to Franco and I talked about it. He did make it to the NFL. I think he played 5 or 6 seasons.
That's not
made
bad.
made like 10 million in total. But Franco said if all this scandal never happened, he would have had a $10 million signing bonus.
Damn.
To straight up like his first.
So yeah,
year.
he gets catfished, and while he's in college, this big thing that his grandma dies and then his girlfriend dies on the same day. He gets all this media attention. He goes on to have like fantastic games. He's the fucking man. But then it turns out this girlfriend never existed. Ever. She was not a real person. But then the big controversy is, does he know?
Yeah.
Was he aware and playing the whole country or the whole world that he had this fake girlfriend for notoriety? Or was he a victim of being catfished and also fucked up? A weird thing to see in that show was how disappointed he was when he chose his college. Hey, wasn't that fucked up?
Well, yeah, like when Franco and I were talking again, he's like, "Yo, this guy's like, I got a sign from God choosing. Fuck, where did he go? Notre Dame, I think. And
So-
he went to Notre Dame
So
instead
this is what happens.
of.
This is what happens. His whole life he wants to go to USC, the University of
USC,
Southern
yeah.
California. University of Southern California, University of Southern California. He makes up his mind. They're down to recruit him. Everything's good. Walks out of the room after talking to the coach. This is how he says it at least. Meets up with one of his childhood mentors. A guy that's been a father like, he has his dad in his life, but like a father like figure, a coach, a blah, blah, blah. The guy tells him, "Oh, you want to go to the University of Southern California? Huh. You're just going to go to the okay, like that's fine. You're going to go to the University of California and be just another football player. I thought you'd go to Notre Dame and be the only Manti Teo."
Yeah, that's
And he
right.
was like, "That's a sign from God. God told me through that conversation that I should go to Notre Dame." So college, like, I don't know what the right day is, but like the day that people, I don't know what the name of it is, but the day that high school athletes select their college, they'll get like 20 of them on the stage. Like you saw it in the thing. There's a whole bunch of athletes, and they'll have like 4 hats sitting in front of them, and those are all the places that are trying to recruit them. And they'll say like, "Oh, you know, like my name's fucking Nico Ursic. I'm a fucking linebacker. And my whole life I've been wanting to play for this team, and it's I can't express how excited I am about this opportunity, and I've decided to choose." And then you pick up the hat and you put it on. "I decided to choose the University of Alberta," and you pick up the fucking hat and you put it on. He has the University of Southern California hat there, and he also has Notre Dame, and he picks up the Notre Dame hat, puts it on, and literally looks like he's about to start crying. On the fucking, what should be the greatest day of his life to that point in his life. And he literally looks like he's about to burst into tears.
Yeah.
Because God told him to do that, and he has such faith. I mean, in hindsight, it worked out. He went to North Carolina, or went to Notre Dame, turned the program around, was the fucking man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whatever, if you believe in God or whatever, it did work out for him. He could have also went to the University of Southern California and fucking been the man and
Yeah,
destroyed
exactly. It would have been
there,
the same
too.
fucking thing.
That's because Franco likes college football and football a lot. So I would actually like to talk to him about that documentary once I finish it. What did he say about going to Notre Dame?
He didn't really say too much about that. We just talked about like how easily he was how naive he is as a person.
Yeah.
That's like how he was so easily manipulated by said girlfriend, easily manipulated by his mentor or whatever. Easily, like, he's got so much faith in God that it was just like one guy says one thing to him and boom, he changes his fucking mind. It's just like very, very easily manipulated. But what's the word? Naive. Yeah, super naive and just like, yeah. And that's obviously his downfall, in my opinion, was his naivety.
Like, the first thing that they ask him about is like, you never tried to see this girl in real life. You never tried to FaceTime, get her on the phone. He's like, yo, I did get her on the phone. Like, plays voice notes. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
it sounds like a girl, dude. Like,
Yeah.
the person that catfished him was a guy that ended up transitioning, and I'm not really spoiling it. You learn this information, fucking pretty much
Damn.
everything I've said is like within the first 5 minutes of the fucking
Yeah,
documentary.
you literally. I'm pretty sure the first person in the documentary that speaks is like
the
catfish.
the now girl. I don't remember the name, but the original man that catfished him and transitioned to a girl is the first person you see.
Tuya Sissoko or some crap like that.
Yeah,
shouldn't say
it's like a
some crap
Hawaiian
like that,
name.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
they used to play together. They were fucking on the same team.
Oh, I don't remember
I'm
that
pretty
part.
sure they were on the same team, and like
I thought
it's
it was just a random Facebook
It's
ad.
like you and me. They were kind of like buddies. It's like you and me. It's like me catfishing you, and pretending to be a female. I'm pretty sure if you look it up.
I mean, bro, you just tell me how you feel.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure they knew each other. They
Yeah.
were.
But his only thing that he tried to like clarify is he asked one of his friends. It's like me, like, yo, Zach, I seen you got like I know you and I don't even really know each other that well, but I saw that you're mutual friends with this fucking Amanda girl. You know her? And you're like, yeah, I know this Amanda girl. I talked to her for a while. You were just another dude getting catfished that just never went that far, so you never decided to try to meet her. You were just like, oh, it's this girl that's friendly with me, blah, blah, blah. And everyone had that next thing. You know, I asked you, hey, ever hear about this Amanda? You're like, yeah, Nico vouched for her. Oh, Nico, yeah, fucking Franco vouched for her. It goes all the way back up the tree to the dude. The first person knew the dude.
Yeah.
So that was like, oh, yeah, it's like if Nico's the catfisher, it's like me being like, yo, you know Amanda? And he's like, yeah, I know Amanda. That's my cousin. She's fucking cool.
Yeah.
There is no cousin. He is Amanda.
It's
Yeah.
like a 6th degree of separation type thing.
Yeah, and he's
Essentially.
the one that like started it. And then everyone just, oh, I know that person through this person, through this person.
Well, she made like a bunch of phony accounts on Facebook.
A whole
too.
family.
A whole family pretending like I'm the one, and I got a cousin who's a made-up profile, a sister, a brother, all these made-up profiles to make herself look even more real.
And then like vouching, you know, like you're talking to Amanda, but I'm also talking to you, or Nico's talking to me as Amanda and as Nico, but he's also talking to me as Kevin, their cousin, who's a big
Yeah.
football fan.
She's like fucking got 6 different personas on the go to try and keep one alive.
6 different personas and 2 different genders.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot going on
Did
in
you
one body.
did you see who that guy was in relation to? Did you end up finding it?
It just said that he represented himself. This Tuya Sissoko guy represented himself as the cousin of the girl that he thought.
So, but did they? I'm pretty sure they knew each other.
Yeah, he said he met him and he met him some. I couldn't find exactly where, but he said he met him and fell in love with him or something like that, or she met him and fell in love with
Man, I
him.
could have swore that they were like fucking. That they were friends at some point or something along those lines. Let's see if I could find it.
But yeah, that was super trippy. But I did see the preview for the Figo documentary. I'm just gonna try and fucking yap here while you guys try to look this up. I did see the preview for the Figo documentary. If anybody doesn't know anything about Luis Figo, because fuck it for our fucking 5 fucking listeners and Zach, we can discuss this a little bit this week and then bring it back up next week. So the thing about, and yet again, I don't know the documentary. I just know the story that most people have been told. So I'm sure there's more to the story.
Yeah, there's
But
like
a lot.
there's in the documentary there's like 6 or 7 different people that they talk to that all say like this. Zach says I'm telling the truth. You say you're telling the truth. I'm saying I'm telling the truth. Meanwhile,
We're
they're
all saying different stories.
kind of, yes, they're all kind of fairly different.
So
yeah.
what it was is Luis Figo is a Portuguese soccer player, well, now retired Portuguese soccer player that was at the time arguably one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world. And he played for Spanish side FC Barcelona. Their biggest competition is their biggest rival, probably one of the biggest rivals in the history of sports in the world, is the Real Madrid of Madrid. And it's pretty much like the Yankees and the Red Sox. And Luis Figo played for Barcelona and swore that he loved Barcelona and that he would never go to Real Madrid. And then a president, this guy named Florentino Perez, ran to be the president of Real Madrid, and he ran on the basis that if he was elected, he would sign Luis Figo from FC Barcelona. Then he did get elected, and then Figo did move from Barcelona to Real Madrid, which was fucking crazy. And everybody in Barcelona like lighting his jerseys on fire, fucking hating on the guy. And
throwing shit at him.
when he came back to play the next time, they literally threw a decapitated pig's head onto the field. Like, they got it in the stadium and threw a fucking pig head on the field, being like, yo, you're a fucking dead pig. Like, we'll fucking cut your head off. And, yeah, that's pretty much all I know about the story. But I'm sure there's much more in the documentary.
Yeah, so
Well, let me watch it. We'll talk about it more next week.
yeah, they were just they were both presidents were running at the same time.
Oh, okay.
And basically Figo, this is kind of going back to you get what you put in. Figo basically just says he's like, yo, after the first year I was there, I was the fucking number one guy there. I was the fucking man. I was scoring for them. I was doing everything. I was the fucking man. It's like, yo, do you guys value me? If you guys value me, then you guys are gonna give me more money. Do you guys do you guys appreciate me as the player that I am? What I am doing for your club? Like, if so, you guys will hook me up. The guy was like, no, we're not giving you anything more. You're bluffing. You say that Real Madrid is coming or Real Madrid's calling. You're just bluffing. You know what I mean? And then fucking
They weren't.
They essentially weren't, but then like it was back and forth, and Figo basically just said he's like, yo, like I go where I'm wanted. This team actually wants me. Real Madrid wants me. They're gonna pay me what I think I deserve, and I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna be the fucking man. Like Florentino Perez was like, yo, I want you to come here. You're gonna be the cornerstone of this fucking team. We're gonna build around you. Blah blah blah.
In hindsight, though, they didn't. He wasn't really.
He was the
right?
first. Well, he was the first.
He's the first Galactico.
First Galactico. Then they signed fucking
Zidane,
Beckham,
Cannavaro,
Ronaldinho,
No,
or not
Ronaldo.
Ronaldinho, Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Yeah.
Yeah, so he didn't end up being the best player on the team, but he was. I guess they did build around him because
guess,
he was
yeah,
the
he's
first
the first
star there. He didn't. He just wasn't. He didn't end up becoming the main man. But
If he would have stayed in Barcelona, he'd have been the main man. But that actually ended up working out for Barcelona because then they got Ronaldinho and
yeah,
everything
but that was
changed.
like years later, wasn't it?
Well, whenever David Beckham went to Madrid.
Yeah, that was
Because Barcelona
quite a
was
weird-
supposed to get David Beckham. Then David Beckham went to Madrid, so their backup was Ronaldinho. And then it ended up being like the best thing that happened to them.
Yeah.
Well, Messi's the best thing to happen to them. but-
Well, fucking, I think when Figo signed for Real Madrid went to the top, stayed at the top for like 5 or 6 years, and Barcelona had like one of the worst runs in their history.
Yeah.
And then
Ronaldinho.
then
comes.
Ronaldinho came, and then it kind of switched back over, and then like
Then it became a battle.
and
And then Pep came and
hmm
Real Madrid didn't win the league for
Yeah.
like 5 years or whatever the fuck it was.
But yeah, check it out for sure. It's only like fucking an hour and a half long.
I guess we're just talking about things we've watched lately. I've caught up on the Amazon Prime documentary. What the fuck are they called? All or Nothing for Arsenal.
Oh yeah,
Now
I
that
think that's the end of it.
yeah, it's
Yeah, I think
yeah,
it's
they're
done,
just
yeah.
standalone things. I really wish they signed for more than one season. Like I
Who's
wish I could
they?
see it the team because there's a Manchester City one, there's a Spurs one, there's a
Oh
Arsenal
yeah,
one.
yeah.
I wish I could. There is one like that. Did you watch Sunderland Till I Die?
No, I never watched.
I haven't watched it yet either, but I want to watch it because it's 2 seasons and they start in the Premier League and they get relegated, so they re-sign to be like, oh, watch us come back. Then they get relegated again.
Damn.
They go down to League One.
Damn.
So I was like, fuck, I really should watch that because it'd be nice to say, for the Arsenal one, like I'd really love to see Gabby and Zinchenko coming. I'd really love
Yeah.
to see how his relationship with like Emil Smith Rowe no longer really getting minutes in that documentary. He's the fucking man. Him and Saka were the fucking man.
Yeah, yeah.
Now he's not really getting minutes.
Really?
Not he comes off the bench every week.
Really? For who? Who'd they replace him with?
Like yesterday Arsenal played, their starting lineup would have been like Saka, Odegaard, Granit Xhaka, up top Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli. That's their that's their midfield and their forward, and then their defense and their goalie.
Yeah.
So Martin Odegaard, I guess,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
he's fucking killing it.
Yeah, Martin Odegaard's sick.
So it'd be I just want to see like the progression and the
Yeah.
storylines play out
Yeah, I
longer
get
than
what
one
you mean.
season.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. That would be sick. Like,
All of you saw them struggle with the ups and the downs. Now they're starting off 4 games.
Yes.
Arteta's probably in there. I fucking see, boys. You
Yeah,
fucking
man.
believe. Fucking
Yeah,
da, da,
yeah,
da,
yeah.
da, da, da. I would just like love to see that. And then, eventually this season they'll have a downturn and fucking blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. See them in the Europa League. See them fucking blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. It'd just be really cool to see them over 2 seasons. You guys got anything else you want to talk about this week until we get into facts and other nonsense?
not really, no.
What you got for us there, Zach?
I got some facts about the human body.
Cool.
If you guys are interested in something like that.
Patella.
Okay, your body contains trillions of bacteria. It has long been suggested that the body has, or sorry, not suggested. We have trillions of bacteria living in our bodies that help regulate inflammation and disease. Your eye is your fastest muscle. Sharon Copeland, the optician at Feel Good Contacts, said the fastest moving muscle in the human body is the orbicularis oculi, capable of contracting in less than 1/100th of a second.
So that's to move your eyes?
Yeah,
Just to move them.
yeah.
1/100th of a second.
Your body has 100,000 miles of blood vessels in it.
100,000 miles?
That it seems like an unrealistic number, but if you imagine every single muscle, organ, bit of skin, or nerve needs its own way of getting blood and taking it away, it's not surprising how much plumbing we need.
Damn, that's crazy. 100,000 miles.
I would walk 100,000 miles.
Just to get home to ye. Only 2% of humans have green eyes.
2%?
All
Mine
hu-
get a little green sometimes, but I'd say that they're blue. But sometimes you can see some green.
a little
in bit.
speck.
It's weird that like your eye color can kind of change. It's weird.
Shit brown, baby.
Me too.
Baby blues, boy,
Nice.
boy.
The skin is your largest organ. Everyone knows that.
Epidermis.
When we
What is it?
epidermis.
Epidermis.
Hey Bart, your epidermis is showing. Remember in The Simpsons when he falls out of the treehouse and breaks his arm?
Yeah.
Hey, when we breathe, we favor one nostril. Apparently.
Yeah, my right nostril, I feel like.
That was my left one for sure.
My left one's plugged, but my right one's
I can feel more intake in the left one for sure.
more intake.
Okay,
How do you favor one? How does that
I
make
think
sense?
it's probably one of those unconscious things your body just does without knowing.
and maybe like congestion and shit. It probably
Potentially,
switches.
yeah.
Cocaine.
I mean, sure, that probably didn't help.
We don't really know why we yawn. Many animals seem to do it, and there are different theories as to why we do. Some say it helps more oxygen in. Others think it helps regulate temperature. Either way, we all do it. We just don't know why.
Cool.
I don't know why yawning would help you regulate temperature. You seem to yawn more when you get tired, right?
But
Like last night, I was yawning like a motherfucker.
I've also heard that you don't yawn because you're tired. You yawn because you are lacking oxygen.
Which is kind of what this also says. It
Yes.
helps get you more oxygen. It's also funny that yawning's fucking pretty contagious.
For sure it is.
Yeah, that is weird when you see someone yawn.
And
that
then
you
you're just
yawn.
all of a sudden you're yawning. It's like, I didn't really mean to do that.
No, not at
Yeah.
all. You just looked and saw somebody do it, so then your brain's like, yawn.
Yeah,
You know?
Your eyes remain almost the same size for your entire life.
yeah, but your nose and your ears don't stop growing.
Mm-hmm. I got a bleep button for a reason if we feel we need to bleep that.
Right. Holy fuck.
We'll think about that one.
Yeah, we might have to bust out the fucking first censor button for that one, or we just let Nico fucking hang himself with that rope. Either
I
or.
ain't too worried.
We erase and reform our memories. We imagine that when we remember an event or something in the past, it is playing like a recorded file on a computer. But actually, our brain rewrites the memory each time we think of it, slowly altering it or twisting it over time.
That's why some people fucking like, oh man, I got this story, and then they'll tell you the same story.
5 years later, and it's like, oh, there was
It's
a
a little
shark there this
Yeah,
time?
yeah, it's a little bit different. Yeah, man. Straight up.
The shark had a laser. What?
Yeah.
And it was in a tornado?
That's weird that you said that. I remember one of my high school teachers said that you don't. And I've said this to multiple people, and they always argue it with me, and I argued it with him. That you don't. I can't remember. I think it was age 4 or 5 that you don't have memories before age 4 or 5. You've only built them in your
Constructed.
head. And then, like, I've said that to people, and it might have been Din. I don't remember who it was, but it was someone that had moved, and they were like, yo, I remember being on the plane, and I was like 3. He's like, I remember that. And I was like, dude, I have a picture in my house of my brother and my parents' house of my brother and I in a pile of leaves. And what I had said to my teacher at the time was like, I remember running down the sidewalk in front of my parents' house and jumping in that leaves. And he's like, no, you don't. You've seen that picture, and you've built that memory off that picture. You don't actually remember doing that. Your head has built it because you've walked those steps 10,000 times in your life and blah, 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 blah. So he would say that, like, we'll just say it was Din. I don't remember if it was him or not, but, like, Din has talked with his parents so many times about moving to Canada and, oh yeah, you were only 3, da 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 da. Like, apparently you don't actually remember it. Your brain doesn't store things, whatever. I don't remember what he said, but allegedly you do not remember things before the age of like 4 or 5 or some shit.
Yeah, you're not far off. As of June 28th, 2021, the last study from Very Well Mind, it says at about 2.5. But during you said you heard that a long time ago, so probably as time progresses.
Yeah, maybe he said 2.5.
No, I'm just saying, like, maybe they thought 5 back then, and then
Yeah,
studies have developed now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
because I was in high school when he had said
Yeah,
that.
so freaking 10, 15 years ago, right?
Yeah, I graduated in 07, so yeah,
Oh, I was
15 years
09,
ago.
yeah. Hold on, I got one more here, and then I'll give you guys a freaking tough would you rather. Okay, so you can't breathe and swallow simultaneously. It's impossible.
Oh yeah. It was also funny when you said that nostril thing that all 3 of us just went
I know.
at the same time.
Just a bunch of sheep. Okay, do you want to do the would you rather?
Sure.
Okay. Would you rather snitch on your best friend or cheat on your girlfriend?
Oh, bro.
That's a fucking Sophie's choice.
Alfred. I think I know what you're gonna say. I should be watching this. Eh?
Sorry, Neek. Sorry, Neek. It also kind of depends. Well, it don't like.
Poking holes again.
What did your friend do?
Are you cheating on your friend? Are you snitching on your friend for cheating on his girlfriend? You know what I mean? What are you snitching on him for? Is he going to jail for fucking 10 years? Is he going to jail for a year? Is he gonna get a slap on the wrist?
Did he deserve it? Like
he
at the end of the
deserve
day,
it?
like I'm not
Just
a fucking.
answer the fucking question.
I'd have to probably snitch on my friend, man.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
You gotta
I'm
do
a
it.
pretty loyal guy.
You guys are
If
always
I was,
poking holes.
if I really wanted to be like Buddy said, alpha male, I could just say fuck that bitch. It's my homie over here. I'm just fucking another bitch. You know what I mean? But
I kind of predicted that you might say cheat, and I thought you would say snitch on your friend because you have a girlfriend right now.
yeah,
I do.
I'm not much of a cheater, man.
I have in the past. I'm not gonna lie. I've cheated on girls in the past, but I'm reformed. I don't do that
I'm
anymore.
reformed. I
I'm on
found
the straight and narrow. I'm happy where I'm at, and I'm good where I'm at. So I'm sorry, Neek, bro. You're gonna have to go take that bid.
Yeah, whatever. I would
Comes out.
probably do
You
the
owe me,
same.
man. You owe me 5 years.
Took away 5 years of my life.
See, the worst part about it, I'd be like, did I though, or did you take away 5 years of your life doing that dumb
Just
fucking decision that
rationalize
you
it to
did?
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they call you Fredo.
Fredo snitches in The Godfather. Yeah.
I thought it was a good reference.
Yeah, that was a good reference. As soon as he called me that the first time, I was like, bro, Fredo snitches. He's like, nah, you though. You different,
What does
Fredo.
he say? You broke my heart, Fredo. Then he kisses him.
Yeah.
The kiss of death.
Hey, man, sometimes you gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, don't cheat on your significant other. I did that in the past. Just end the relationship and just move on. It's not worth it.
Don't
Very
snitch
true.
on your friends either.
Hey, yeah, don't snitch on your friends either.
Or
but
get friends you don't need to snitch on.
That's right. Or
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to snitch on Nico because Nico doesn't do anything
That's
bad.
right. That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
It's a fucking guy that goes to work and goes golfing and plays soccer every once in a while.
I'm a legit guy. No illegitimate things, activities. We good. So.
I'll put a big banner up for that at the end.
Yeah.
Legitimate guy, arrow pointing to him.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
That's been another episode of 7 Days Makes 1 Week. Thank you for joining us. Join us again next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Peace.